He was a cowboy turned warrior, a quiet man with deadly aim. And in the chaos of war, he became a legend. Chris Kyle, born April 8, 1974, in Odessa, Texas, grew up like many Texas boys, riding horses, hunting deer, and dreaming of adventure. His father, a church deacon and rough disciplinarian, taught him the value of faith, hard work, and guns. Kyle was a natural marksman. From a young age, he could hit targets most people could barely see. He wanted to be a cowboy and rodeo rider, and he did, until a rodeo injury ended that dream. But fate had other plans. In 1999, Kyle enlisted in the U.S. Navy and went through the brutal training of the SEALs. The elite of the elite, he passed. He earned his trident and became part of SEAL Team 3. Then came Iraq. Chris Kyle was deployed to some of the deadliest cities during the Iraq War. Fallujah, Ramadi, Sadr City. It was there he earned his name, the legend. The Marines he protected from rooftops called him that because of how often he saved lives. His enemies had another name for him, the Devil of Ramadi. Over 4 tours in Iraq, Kyle became the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history, with 160 confirmed kills and possibly many more. But for him, it wasn't about the numbers. It was about protecting his brothers in arms. He wasn't just pulling a trigger, he was making impossible decisions, watching over convoys, and eliminating threats before they could strike. And when his fellow soldiers advanced through dangerous streets, they knew Kyle was watching from above. But war leaves scars. After 10 years of service and countless close calls, Kyle returned home to Texas in 2009. He left the battlefield, but the battlefield never truly left him. He wrote a best-selling book, American Sniper, which told his story without apology. It became a national sensation. Clint Eastwood later turned it into a blockbuster film starring Bradley Cooper. But Kyle didn't just write books or sign autographs. He dedicated himself to helping veterans struggling with PTSD. He believed that the best therapy was purpose, so he spent time at shooting ranges, on ranches, and in quiet conversation with those who'd been through hell and back. And then, tragedy struck. On February 2nd, 2013, Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield took a troubled Marine veteran, Eddie Ray Routh, to a shooting range in Texas. They were trying to help him. But that day, Routh turned on them and shot both men dead. Kyle was 38 years old. The news stunned America. The warrior who had survived so many battles was killed at home by someone he was trying to save. Tens of thousands attended his funeral. He was honored at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas, where his casket rested on the 50-yard line. Navy SEALs carried him with pride and pain. The country mourned the loss of a man who had become a symbol of sacrifice. Chris Kyle's legacy lives on. To some, he was a hero. To others, a controversial figure. But no one denies his impact. His service saved lives.